Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Castlevania Lord of Shadows 2. Let's continue. So, it took us a really long time in the last recording to realize that you have to find these spots here. And once you lock into these spots, the bats will start telling you that you can jump in specific directions and that there are some transition points. And in general, the map was just not telling me where I was supposed to go. In fact, it was doing the exact opposite of that by highlighting the white wolf symbol that takes us back to the chemical facility, which I guess the indication to take from that is that the chemical factory is probably one, if not the only, areas that you can visit in the overworld. I guess we're looking for a dungeon key right now, and we're looking to find the third Gorgon, who would be the Medusa. We've seen two creepy Japanese creatures up before this point. The bats and the sound the bats make are probably too much. It seems like I could probably just have that enable or disable with the right stick right, or another button, but that's not an option. We still are in a position where we're getting, maybe we're finally getting into more fights instead of kind of specific fights. So these guys have a level of armor in them, and it seems like poison on them. And these guys are so weak that it doesn't make a lot of sense to try and use the execution moves on them. I'm frankly not even succeeding at pushing the button fast enough. There is something, I think, wrong with the fight style of these Lords of Chaos games. The dash attack, in particular, seems to be too focused. Alright, let's see. If I throw that, that will turn them around. Otherwise they're gonna just be... I've now collected something new. So I definitely was hoping to see more fights sections like this. So I'm happy for that. We're in slightly different areas, so there might be some breakable items around here, but I guess not. We're trying to get our chaos power from Medusa, and so we're still kind of very early game tutorializing. If it is a true Metroidvania game, you are going to be unlocking things for the first half of the game or longer, potentially up until the last few hours. These lore things, great opportunity where they could have had somebody reading those out loud. Pay the voice actor to do a little bit more work. I have no idea what that would be. Apparently that is a jail cell of some sort at the bottom of this Dracula's castle, or the city of the damned, as it's being labeled in the menu. So press B to use this device. Use the left stick to unfold the platform. This seems awkward. So it's more kind of a D-pad movement than... Wait a minute, that didn't work either. So it's just pressing forward until it locks. Okay. And we can walk on these magical crystals. So this is probably a puzzle where we're gonna redirect things many times until this room is perfected and there's a path to each direction we might need to cross later. That doesn't look like Medusa to me. That looks like a troll, and they said to free the troll.
Oh, what a great and unexpected honor, my prince.
I remember fighting a bunch of these guys in Mirror of Fate, and it looked like that.
Where can I find her?
I know where she is, Excellency. If I was free from this prison, I could help you find her.
These guys are annoying to fight.
Try any one of your tricks, and it'll be the last thing you'll ever do.
You won't regret it, most gracious prince.
The last guy we fought in a big fight offered us the dungeon key, and then we stabbed him in the heart anyways. So why did I just get a thing on chupacabras? Alright. I don't see anything to jump onto, so... And there's like an invisible wall stopping me. I have no idea what would dissolve that and free him. This statue is holding it, and this game really doesn't tell you what to do. I don't know if I just am being really dumb or what. Like, it just kind of leaves you there. There were these items that, if Tears of the Saint, we got these. Seal Alistair unlocks skills. All skills and increases your mastery for a level of time. So this one was described as a ability that would let you attack further, but yeah, it's just nothing, and I probably completely wasted that. Okay, thanks for telling me now, I guess. Are these things breakable? No. Alright. So I guess I should probably use my ability to go this way first, since I've got 28 seconds of that first, and I imagine this would be a fight that we'll have to deal with first. And I'm fairly certain it would be a very boring fight to fight this troll. Even if he was super fast, that would just kind of be dull. And we've seen much better options as far as people that could be the big bad, to that it does not make sense to me that this would be the big bad. So there's only apparently so far we can go here. Which way is the seal breaker? Is it that way? Oops. Well, that just moved me off. I don't think I can jump far enough to make that. Yeah. There's a lot of these dead jumps. So, use this. But I can only move 4 times. So, what am I supposed to be doing? And can I just jump there? Not without a double jump. And this isn't gonna make it any easier. And there's nothing that would trigger that. Four steps in any direction sets you in a pattern that... Let's just look at these new items that they're telling me about. I'm getting a lot of tutorial messages. It's not even... We need to change the game configuration, I guess. Game options. Play without QuickTime events. Is that really what it says? Interesting. Nice. Hints. Turn that off. I swear I have seen QuickTime events in this game at the beginning. That whole beginning section, by the way, in which we fought the Brotherhood, it kind of feels out of nowhere. Maybe what I'm supposed to do is this. I guess that would work. And that makes the path so that I can then walk over here and do this. Okay. And then do this. And it seems almost certainly that, like, there's only one solution to this, which is gonna let the troll just run away.
My lord, my prince, thank you so much for this infinite kindness. I don't know how to thank you enough.
You gave me your word. Make sure you keep it.
Of course, my prince, of course.
So he's just the walking key to open some doors. at the very beginning of the game, I don't think we needed a comedic sidekick in this game at all. Like, this game has gone from every single animation is edgy, where you're bleeding for one reason or another as a vampire, to a comedic
I have pleased you, Excellency.
troll.
Get out of my way.
Whatever you say, my prince. With your permission, Majesty, I would like to reopen my humble shop here in the castle. For your own personal needs, of course.
Sure.
With your leave, sire. You can count on a most generous discount on all articles for sale.
But there's been no currency in this game except for experience.
A great and powerful one.
So, apparently we're gonna start finding currency? That seems weird. But I guess it kind of makes sense, too. We have those health vials and other things. Now that he is no longer attached to this, we can go get this other collectible, which I'd like to do. Man, still not a great system to lock on. In all fairness, maybe running at a higher resolution might be affecting that negatively. It's a possibility, at least. So yeah, you have these edgy pain boxes to get collectibles. And we've been telling the story of Dracula and his ghost son. So, who thought that the funny shopkeeper was the right way to go? Maybe if this game is particularly long, that will get better explained. Like, maybe he will be the small breath of fresh air. So here's another edgy animation that runs for too long. And so this is how we cross lava. Notice how it just decided to let me start running after I crossed two of them. I kind of like that. Like, you've got the idea of walking forward on platforms. This is a furnace that I imagine we're not going to do anything with. This looks like it's a permanently blocked off area. Meanwhile, while we're doing these events in the past, which I'm not sure how any of the magic or the timeline would work in this. I guess that's Medusa's location. These look like harpies. Yep. Nippleless harpies. Like in Mirror of Fate. Inherently, this is always a problem in video games. You want to make harpies, you want to show off their boobs, but then you also don't want to be rated adults only because this major enemy that you fight consistently throughout the game is topless. Let's see. Gonna rip off the head. Nope, stab her in the spine. This is, I guess, your first warning to get some aerial attacks. I could probably do something like that and kill something pretty quickly. And these enemies seem like they're a little stronger, so there probably aren't going to be a lot of them that show up in groups, at least not to start off with. animation looks to be the same each time, although the camera does not care to actually spin around and show you the good angle on it. And that's a weird sound effect when you lose your combo. We don't really need it to be any sound effect or anything that noticeable. Alright. So, what's up here? Isn't this where we just came from? Yes. With the loading section. Closing off. And we came down here. And so we're going to climb up and run on the chain and maybe see some quick time events, even though that said play without quick time events. And go and fight Medusa, which one assumes, since Dracula is immortal and cannot be at the very least killed and seems to barely even get hurt, looking directly at Medusa is not going to do anything to him, which you pretty much have to have that be the case. Because you're not going to be able to have a gameplay, a boss fight otherwise. Although it would be a cool idea if somebody made you like blindfold yourself and fight an entire boss fight in the darkness. I'm wondering if this building is supposed to be part of an older castle, and that the implication might be that all the Castlevania events and games occurred before. All the games before the Lord of Shadow reboot still happened, and every time a Belmont appeared, he fought, destroyed the castle significantly, and defeated Dracula, but was unable to actually kill him. I think, yeah, these darts are not going to be that useful in fights. I think you might get more experience if you don't do the kill, which is fine by me. And let's see what the bats do. It does seem to have a disorienting force to them. But you gotta get close to get that 170 XP. I just want to refill as much as possible since I've wasted a little bit. Just a little bit of my experience. Well, not experience, but my items have been wasted. This is one of those scenarios where it may look cool and all on the outer part of this, but we may not actually get inside the building. And so if we are just Assassin's Creeding our way around the building, something to also be said about why does this look so much like an Assassin's Creed game, other than the fact that it was probably just heavily inspired by an Assassin's Creed game, in probably one of the first 4 games if I were to guess. So the Ezio trilogy or Assassin's Creed 1. But this is a Konami game, and I don't believe Mercury Stream would have worked on any of the Assassin's Creed games. So they just saw that gameplay mechanic and recreated it. I don't think Konami has any other game with a lot of with a lot of climbing mechanics. Like, I seriously doubt any of the Metal Gear Solid games would have a climbing mechanics. Like, I could believe that some of the programming for the stealth mechanics might come from a Metal Gear Solid game. And Konami probably does have some kind of combo fighting game out there of some mention. It's kind of questionable. Do I even need to be well versed in what games Konami has made? I guess you do. There's plenty of near dead and completely dead video game companies out. 2019 in particular, I was calling the year of bankruptcy because of just how a lot of games got released in 2018 and very few of them were huge successes because there was so much competition, and the games themselves that were released were mediocre. Not terrible, not bad in a lot of cases, but mediocre. So it felt to me like there was a very good chance that these... What are these things? Apparently, whatever these are, I have them. Oh, these are keys. And so every time I kill one of those kind of enemies going forward, I think I'm going to get the key. No statue with some cleavage showing. Now, the difference to take from this is the intended audience. This game is probably rated M for all the violence and blood. I haven't heard any cussing really. In fact, I would have preferred to hear a lot more dialogue in general. But here there's some suggestive themes, certainly with the cleavage and the harpies. But that feels right. This was a console game that would have been on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. Maybe even ported over to the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 at this point. And while this game probably would be fine to sell on the Switch, since Nintendo has expanded their kind of player base to target people other than just little kids. Mirror of Fate was a DS game. Only kids, little kids. At best, Mirror of Fate was targeting 14-year-olds who were still playing with their DSs just because they had it. But then you get into a weird problem, and the question I was constantly asking with Mirror of Fate is, what 14-year-old knows Castlevania? Like, who remembers Castlevania games? Your target audience for a Castlevania reboot should be 28-year-olds, people that would have had Nintendo Entertainment Systems in the 80s, not young kids. There is no real new generation. Interesting, I thought there would be a fight in here, not just a statue. You're not going to get a new generation in this, this is like just another fancy elevator. Well, staircase, whatever. Yeah, you won't convince a new generation to play Castlevania. You could have done it with this game, but then Konami really just ruined their own reputation in such a public and well-known way with many issues, but the main one is the playable teaser, PT, announcing a new Silent Hills reboot, and then the person who developed Silent Hills being fired from the company. What are these? Ensnared demons. Dodo eggs. I'm gonna just have to use these items to see what they are. And if I jump down here, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to come back up, so let's go this way first. Yeah. Honestly, if there had been just Lord of Shadow 1 and Lord of Shadow 2 and no other Castlevania game, I'd be like, I would probably be pretty hyped and say I want a Lord of Shadow 3. But this has such heavy shoulders that it has to rest on with the previous Castlevania games. And it's not giving you a Castlevania gameplay mechanic. She's just gonna give it to you. Interesting. And those aren't even nippleless boobs at this point. So now we've got the other two creepy people.
Boreale. Stunner. Where is your sister?
She won't be long. Look, here she comes now.
They had to animate that sackcloth she was wearing so it didn't fall the wrong direction and show off her behind. So her eyes had the blood.
We can't let you leave here, my lord.
Well, that's super creepy. I think we're gonna get another chase sequence. Oh no, we're getting a giant tentacle, for lack of a better term. So his chaos ability is, I assume, not related to the chaos god that created the Titans that then created the Greek gods, because that really wouldn't work its way into the story, or at least it would certainly confuse the story quite a bit if you were to throw in the other gods. On the other hand, thinking of gods and God of War and how they went to these how they went to the Viking gods after he killed all the Greek gods, you know, that wouldn't be a terrible equivalent of the game we're playing right now. This really does feel like a God of War game, come to think of it. Now, unfortunately, most of the God of War games have been PC exclusives. No, not PC exclusives. I wish. They've been PlayStation exclusives. In fact, I'm not even sure the latest God of War is available on PC. I don't think it is. So I've never played any of them. But I've certainly seen enough people play them before to know how they work. Yeah, God of War is a great comparison here. That being said, the latest God of War game kind of completely changed and broke the mold for the God of War games, so if you were going to continue Lord of Shadow, you probably would steal that idea also and go in a different direction. Well, we've been going 35 minutes or so, so that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.